The story of the Windrush is long and storied, and its beginning takes us to the middle of World War II. After the fall of France, Britain and its global empire stood as the only ones left fighting against Nazi Germany and the Axis powers. Despite the German pressure, Britain refused to surrender as they knew the Germans would never be able to land on the British Isles. Frustrated with this, the Germans tried to bomb the British people into submission, beginning the Blitz. British cities took horrendous damage as dodging air raids became part of daily life for the average citizen. In 1945, with Germany on the brink of collapse and victory secured, Britain looked inwards to begin reconstruction. Over 2 million homes had been destroyed, and 450,000 British people had been killed in the fight against the Axis. With an acute housing and labour shortage, the government looked outwards to its vast colonial empire to fill in the gaps. Many immigrants flocked to Britain from across the empire, but most notably over 500,000 Afro-Caribbean people from British Caribbean colonies such as Jamaica and Trinidad settled in the UK by 1971 to start a new life and to help rebuild. In 1971, the Immigration Act declared that all Commonwealth citizens in the UK were officially permitted to stay in the country indefinitely. Many of the Windrush Generation, who got their name from the ship that brought the first wave of immigrants in 1948, faced an uphill battle against racism, discrimination and injustice throughout their time in Britain, despite the crucial role they played in rebuilding the war-torn nation. Though it must be said that everybody's experience was unique.
Hi, my name's Alexia Parkinson and today I'm here with
Lynn Phillips.
and she's kindly agreed to do an interview about the Windrush and how she's been affected by it and how it's affected her. So my first question is, when did you move over here from Jamaica?
I came to England in 1961, and first thing I did, look a job, and my partner was already here, so I got a job working at Turner's. I wasn't there for long, and I left, and I went to Trafford. I was working in Trafford, and then after Trafford, I have 3 children. So I wasn't working then. That was the first child was born in 1965. And the second one was born in 1966. And the third one was born in 1968.
That's nice. What were some of your key memories growing up in Jamaica?
Well, I'm from a very large family. My father was a farmer.
Yeah.
So we went to school. It was a long distance. We have to go to school, but we went to school. We never late. We weren't. We didn't have hard times. We were just run around children.
Yeah.
And then my mother was a churchgoer. One thing you have to do, go to church on Sunday.
So how do you think life is different in Jamaica and to here? Like, what are the main comparisons you would say?
Well, life in Jamaica it's very good to live in Jamaica, but people don't move fast as you move in England. People just go about the business slowly. But it's a nice country to live in. It's
nice.
Yes.
Yeah. When you were moving here, what were your expectations of Britain and how you were going to be treated here?
Well, I wasn't treated bad when I came to England. The only thing that was shocking to me was the cold and how you live and how you dry your clothes inside, and that was a bit strange. But you soon get used to it.
Yeah.
But I wasn't treated bad.
Good.
I get on with everyone that I work with. You never have any problem. You had to rent a room them time. You couldn't buy a house anyway. But we survived.
Yeah.
I got married in 1963.
Yeah. So, what were some of the biggest challenges that you did face when you moved here or coming here or living here?
The biggest challenge I said was that the accommodation, because you just live in one room, and in Jamaica you run about, you
Yeah.
know, you go about your business, but here is just one room, you rent a room and you live in it, you do have to do everything. Sometimes you even have to cook in the one room. Then time people just went one room, and the house is them with 3 bedrooms, one living room and one dining room,
Yeah.
but they never use them. They rent them out. So that was it.
Yeah. How do you think today's generation would be affected by what the Windrush did and their impact?
I don't think today's generation would survive.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, wages was nothing, but I mean, those time things wasn't so expensive.
Yeah.
But the younger generation spend money like, it's going nuts. They wouldn't survive.
Yeah. So, if you had one piece of advice to give to today's generation, what would it be?
Work hard and spend your money sensible.
Thank you so much for your time today. That's all the questions I wanted to
Okay,
ask.
thanks.
Thank you.
In the late 2010s, as immigration rules in Britain began to tighten under the pressure of Brexit and the rise of right-wing politics, it was revealed that the government had failed to keep records of many of the Windrush generation. This led to difficulties buying property, accessing healthcare and using public services for many, and even forced deportations for some, starting the Windrush scandal. The government would later apologise for its actions and declare the June 22nd Windrush Day to commemorate the arrival of the first wave on the HMT Empire Windrush in 1948. Some victims of the Windrush scandal would receive monetary compensation, though many were left out. Social movements like Black Lives Matter continue to push for equality nationwide, greatly aided by artists such as Barbara Walker, who makes figurative drawings and paintings which tell the real stories informed by politics and culture. Together, we can make a more inclusive society, and we owe a huge thanks to the Windrush generation for their contributions.